exercises for the class of 2019. I am your class treasurer, Lindsay Valadez. Gentlemen, please remove your mortarboards for the pledge and national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now our class secretary, Priscilla Garcia.
Now, will you please remain standing for the playing of our national anthem by our Southport High School concert band, directed by Mr. Copeland. Is our class president, Solomon Biak.
Please be seated. Will you bow your heads in prayer with me? Dear Lord, our God, thank you for this glorious day and have given us the tools to be able to sit in this room, and for that we are forever thankful. We know that with you, all things are possible. We ask that you bestow your blessings and love over friends and family. We also ask that you make sure we feel loved and protected. Thank you, God, for all the amazing memories we will forever cherish in our heart and carry with us. Bless the Southport High School class of 2019, and may our futures all be bright, and may we leave with honors. As we graduate today, we ask for your guidance in the upcoming years of our lives, and to lead us down the right path on our journey. Amen. And now for our RDM President, Elizabeth Lampkin.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Lampkin, and on behalf of the class of 2019, I would like to welcome all faculty, alumni, friends, family, distinguished guests, and of course, my fellow graduates, to the 126th commencement ceremony of Southport High School. Let me first start just by saying that this is a huge, huge honor for all of you to be listening to me. I mean, what a treat for you. When I was first asked to give this welcome, I was so taken back because I knew the magnitude of this moment could not be expressed simply through words. That is why I will be singing the rest of my welcome in an original a cappella song. Don't worry, I'm not singing. You don't want to hear me sing. All jokes aside, I can say without a doubt that throughout our years at Southport, we have created bonds with the physical campus, the teaching staff, and each other. It's bittersweet to note that this will be the last time that we, as a class, will all be together in the same room. And as we may be missing a few cardinals in those chairs, their presence and memory will always be with us. I hope we have all created memories that we can savor for many years to come. But as a class, we always knew we were the best. And if you don't believe me, check out these numbers. Over 1,100 accumulated athletic events won at our time at Southport. A world qualifying robotics team. We've received hundreds of gold ratings at ISMA music competitions. 15 committed collegiate athletes. And at our time at Southport, Riley Dance Marathon has raised over $250,000 for the kids at Riley Hospital for Children. That's something our class should be very proud of. I am so fortunate to have spent my high school career with some of the best that Southport has ever seen. I wish us all the best of luck in our future endeavors. So before we begin, I wish to leave you all with one last piece of advice that one of the great philosophers of our time, Michael J. Scott from The Office, said, "Don't ever, for any reason, do anything to anyone, for any reason, ever. No matter what, no matter where, or who you are with, or where you are going, or where you have been, ever. For any reason whatsoever." I do ask during the ceremony, though, that everyone please hold your applause until the end, an attempt to allow all students' names to be heard and keep the flow of the ceremony going without any interruptions. Also, we ask at this time for mothers, please get your tissues out now before the ceremony actually begins. Thank you so much for your time, and now I present to you Mr. Brian Knight.
Good evening and welcome to Southport High School. Thank you for attending this event. At this time, I'd like to introduce the guests on stage. Please hold your applause until the end after they've been introduced. Please stand when I call your name. Perry Township Superintendent, Mr. Patrick Mapes. School Board President, Mrs. Emily Hartman. School Board Vice President, Mr. Steve Johnson. School Board Secretary, Mr. Colin Foltz. Other school board members, Mrs. Hannah Dale, Mr. James Hernandez, Mr. Charles R. Mercer Jr., and Mr. Ken Mertz. Southport High School administrators, Assistant Principal Mrs. Amy Boone, Assistant Principal Mr. Andy Ashcraft, co-valedictorians this year, John Gunderson and Colston Strait, officers of the class of 2019, Solomon Biak, Priscilla Garcia, Lindsay Valadez, and Elizabeth Lampkins. Please welcome our valedictorian, Mr. John Gunderson.
It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair, otherwise known as finals week. We were all going straight to college. We were all headed straight the other way. We have survived questionable cafeteria lunches and Miss O'Connor's Spanish class. We have even survived a Trump rally in this very field house. In short, I'm surprised that I'm even standing here before you today. Yet, here I am, and I'm grateful beyond words to the teachers, administrators, and families who have prepared us and guided us to this moment. They have shaped us into accomplished, principled, and intellectual young men and women. With their guidance, we have met and exceeded expectations both inside and outside the classroom. We have put on countless theater productions, concerts, and performances. Let's not forget that we beat Perry in football every single year. But we cannot rest on our laurels now. We still have work to do. It is usually at this point in a valedictorian speech or I'm expected to give you some canned cliche advice for the future. However, I've thought this over for a long time, and I realized that I have no advice to give you. I have no more nuanced life experience than anyone here. And so I can only pass down the words and stories of men greater than me. One of the greatest teachers of all time lived in ancient Greece. His name was Socrates. Socrates solved problems by asking a lot of questions, breaking down every problem as much as possible and reassembling the pieces. He forced his students to examine their underlying beliefs and assumptions about the world. Later, Socrates was put on trial for corrupting the minds of children, but his ideas lived on. He was one of the first to realize that education was not about memorization or regurgitating facts on an exam. At its essence, education is about acquiring the skills to question and discover the world around us. And so I urge you, refuse to seek refuge on the surface of human knowledge. Delve into the world's open secrets, and your life will be much richer. As Socrates put it, the unexamined life is not worth living. The next story I will tell you is about a great man whom you may have heard of. His name was Abraham Lincoln. As a child, Lincoln taught himself to read and eventually studied to become a lawyer without any help from others. Even though he grew up in poverty in a log cabin in rural Indiana, Lincoln ended up becoming one of the greatest presidents in American history. Lincoln's story reminds us that there is no such thing as chance in this world. As Roman philosopher Seneca once said, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. You create your own success by bending the world against your will. Every one of you has some sort of dream to carry out, and there is no other way to do it besides throwing your heart into it. I'll wait. Sorry. Thank you. There are certain times when you can't help but sit down and think, everything I've done, everything I've gone through is worth it, if only for this. For parents and families, you have dealt with us through our teenage years, which I'm sure is a difficult undertaking. For teachers, you have committed your lives to us so that we could begin the next chapter of ours. For us students, this is the moment that all our hard work over the past 4 years has amounted to something, and the moment that we look to new horizons to accomplish our dreams. I don't know everything that I will take with me from high school. I don't know what you will take with you either, and I especially don't know what you will take away from my speech, if anything at all. But I do know that at least one thing will stay with me, and that is, by loving the world, the people around you, and especially yourself, anything is possible. Remember, we live in the best of all possible worlds. Class of 2019, whatever you have learned, find a way to make it count. Congratulations, everyone, and best of luck. I will end on a short rap that I wrote for this occasion. Hold on, I'm not done yet. You know it's Johnny G coming in with the heat. Got a ticket out of here, that's the receipt. The last 4 years have been bittersweet, but as of yet, our lives are incomplete. Now, I present to you other valedictorian, Colson Street.
The present is saturated with the past and pregnant with the future, or so said Gottfried Leibniz. Today, my fellow classmates, we are gathered here in recognition of our many significant accomplishments over the past 4 years. It was July 29th of 2015 when we first walked into these halls as freshmen, unaware of the brimming possibilities we would face. I still vividly remember wandering through these halls at freshman orientation and wondering how in the heck I was going to figure out this awkward 3-day schedule that I've grown to love, how I would learn to find my way around in this school that felt like such a maze at first. And yet here we stand today with 1,396 days of high school under our belt, masters of each and every one of Southport High School's idiosyncrasies. It is inarguable that we have all come far from where we stood then. We stand now regarding the vast expanse of adulthood as scary and thrilling as it may appear, with its plethora of career options that has only grown with time. Some of us have always known where we're going to end up. Some of us have no idea what we want to do, myself included, in all honesty. But that's okay. We'll all figure it out. We have to. It is only essential that we go into our lives with the right mindset and the right attitude. Since childhood, each and every one of us has been socialized by our parents, by our teachers, and by our peers to believe certain things. It is the process by which we have adopted our own systems of morality, of justice, our understanding of what is right. We begin these constructions as children, and as we grow to adulthood, they are reinforced and transformed by the people we surround ourselves with, the media we consume, and the activities in which we partake. There is nothing wrong about this process, but the problem that arises as we grow older is that many of us cling stubbornly to our beliefs in the face of evidence to the contrary, sometimes even in the face of direct proof, due simply to confirmation bias. We never want to admit that we are wrong. Unfortunately, these rejections of sense are all too common, and people instead embrace division over collective unity. And as a consequence, we tend to ignore the problems really troubling the world, choosing instead to preserve our dignity by refusing to admit our blunders. Michael Faraday once said, "It is right that we should stand by and act on our principles, but not right to hold them in obstinate blindness or retain them when proved to be erroneous." I think there is no doubt that we all can agree with this statement. Thus, I challenge you to do what Faraday deemed was right. Don't stubbornly stick to your opinions or to your actions. Remain open to the possibility that you are wrong, and don't hate the people who show that to you. Let's not sow the seeds of division through stubborn rejection or casting blame or remaining obstinately blind to the truth. Let's be the generation that fights hostility and restores unity. But one person cannot do it alone. We all must lead our lives with a twinge of doubt, scrutinizing our opinions, hold them up to the magnifying glass every once in a while, and ponder their validity. For as René Descartes once said, if you would be a real seeker after truth, it is necessary that at least once in your life you doubt, as far as possible, all things. That, I believe, is a significant step towards progress. Another weapon with which I believe we can ease the division in society and overcome the hate running rampant in it is love. I realize this is cliche, but I believe it to be true. Love has the unique power to overcome differences, to offer a sense of acceptance and togetherness that many of us would not instinctively give. Being kind isn't a difficult thing to do, so why is it such a rarity today? If you doubt what I'm saying, go home and look at any Facebook or Instagram post by some media outlet that is remotely controversial and regard the hostility you see in the comments section. I beg of you all to please never be the person who initiates those arguments, as their only purpose is to boost your self-esteem while taking down your opponents with it. Think practically and see with a loving eye. Choose not to let the little things drive you crazy. There's this idea called the 5x5 rule. If it won't matter in 5 years, don't spend more than 5 minutes being upset by it. I've seen so many people get overwhelmingly upset by the most minuscule things, and you know what always happens? They spread that negativity to their family and their friends, and it only spreads further from there. So don't sweat the small stuff. Think about how it might affect those you care about if you do. And finally, make a point to show others that you care about them. I personally have tried sometimes unsuccessfully, of course, throughout my life, to adhere to the philosophy of kindness, of pacifism, of altruism, and I've been much happier that way. Now, I am by no means the perfect example of what to strive to be, trust me. But even so, it's not that hard to smile at somebody in the hallway. It's not that hard to sacrifice some of your time to help others get something done. It's not that hard to be kind, and it's not that hard to love. Even if you don't know what path you're going to embark on, you can make it a good one by pursuing kindness wherever you go. Embrace opportunities to help others. Remain skeptical of the validity of your beliefs. Don't stubbornly cling to them either. Remain open-minded and respect others' opinions without attacking them for them. It's really not that hard. I challenge you all to seek, through all of your future endeavors, a better world for everyone. I believe it's important to note that we wouldn't be equipped to accomplish this goal without looking back at the people who got us here. So on behalf of the class of 2019, I'd like to thank all of the teachers, the parents, the families, the administration, and all of you, my peers, who have sacrificed so much for our well-being and personal development. We couldn't have gotten to where we stand today without you. Thank you. And now our principal, Mr. Knight.
Class of 2019. 4 years ago, you entered the doors of Southport High School as freshmen. Knowing you as middle schoolers, I can only imagine what that transition looked like. Most of you in middle school didn't have a plan for your life, let alone a plan for your day. Today, you're leaving ready to take on whatever challenges face you. I know you're ready because I've watched the amazing transition from when I knew you as squirrely, distracted middle schoolers to the amazing young men and women you are today. I have seen firsthand the leaders that you are, and I am impressed because I know the great leaders you will become. It also humbles me to watch a community come together to teach, mentor, and advise, and finally get together to say with one voice, congratulations to the class of 2019. Enjoy this moment. You deserve to. You have earned it. There's another important group here tonight that we should recognize, your family and friends. The people who more than anyone else have sacrificed greatly to help you reach this moment. You might not appreciate until much later in life how much these moments mean to them. That bond of obligation, love, and duty that matters more than anything else. Class of 2019, be sure to thank those who are here with you today. Graduates, as you leave Southport High School, remember the community who is with you today. Southport is a special place not just because of the students and staff and mentors who have walked inside these walls, but because of the great cardinals who have walked the halls before you. You and those currently surrounding you today, and those who have been here with your journey. Leave here with pride that you are and always will be a cardinal. Unfortunately, we have members of our student body who are not physically with us tonight. I am confident they have great seats and are watching us from above. We miss them. We are going to call the names of all seniors. After all seniors have been read, we will recognize the entire class of 2019. As a school, we believe that graduation ceremonies should be dignified. RDM President Elizabeth Lampkin requested, and I will second that request, that you refrain from any type of individual recognition this evening. When you applaud or yell, the next student's name is not heard. Please be respectful of others in this process as you would ask them to respect you and your family as well. Please note, we will give you the opportunity to cheer after all graduates have been introduced. You will also be given the opportunity to give your student and the entire class of 2019 a standing ovation, which they deserve. This will happen near the end of the ceremony during our presentation of graduates. Any individual who chooses to disrupt this ceremony will be asked to leave the field house. As stated earlier, we want our students' names to be heard by their families and their friends. Police officers are on hand to remove people who choose to recognize individuals instead of waiting to recognize the entire class. Would the class of 2019 please stand? Mr. Mapes and members of the School Board of Education, as the principal of Southport High School, I hereby certify that each member receiving a diploma this evening is in good standing and has met all the requirements established by the state of Indiana and Perry Township schools, and is now eligible to graduate. Class of 2019, you may be seated. Mrs. Boone and Mr. Ashcraft, will you please come forward to introduce our graduating class?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Ashcraft and I will be announcing the student names. Again, we will ask that you hold your applause until all names have been announced. Please refrain from giving students individual applause so we do not interfere with the graduate's name being heard. Row 1, please stand. Yahara Vanessa Aceves Herrera. John Patrick Acker. Deja McKaylee Adams. Mackenzie Lynn Adranya Payton. Nicole Isua Erbonpa. Alicia Lily Elcauder Hernandez. Ariadna Lizeth Allman. Parker Harrison Allen. Tanya Jasmine Altamirano. Isaias Rodrigo Arenas. Shelby Kristen Arney. Caitlin Faye Arnold. Wayne Brownslow Arnold III. Alondra Arriaga Rosales. Brandon Roberto Atalanteco Rodriguez. Makaya Elizabeth Auerbach. Ja Miet Ong. Desiree Nicole Aviles Almanzar. Nancy Zulira Aviles Gomez. Tongta Oi. Noman All. Gigi A. Shelby K. Baker. Ronald Clint Bantug Jr. Benjamin Boyleon Tong. Luna Noel Beeman Miller. Lainey Ann Biddle. Brooke Ashley Bolton. Anthony David Borho. Pauline Claire Karubu Bozier. Zachary Lee Bozarth. Samantha Jo Bartlett. Emmanuel Bravo. Olivia Nicole Bright. Lily Mae Brown. Tristan Scott Wayne Brummett. Brittany Michelle Bryant. Demetric Anthony Bryant. Karina K. Bugarin. Alexis Maritza Bertz. Melissa Ann Bouchon. Jalen James Caldwell. Sean Lawrence Campbell. Skyla Robin Sue Campbell. Marquise Anthony Campbell Preston. Benjamin Bradley Cantrell. Regina Castellanos. Juan Diego Cerda. Dubik Cheu. Justin Eric Chambers. Lalrin Chani. Nun Biak Chin. Alexandra Yesel Chirinos Moraz. San Si. Cherry Nungza Jin. Don Sion Singh. Samuel Wayne Coffey. Kiefer Wayne Cogdill. Tara Lynn Coleman. Taylor Brooke Collins. Kaylee Edith Conchus. Marissa Hope Cooper. Matthew Thomas Cooper. Laitong Johan. Jenna Marie Cotton. Haley Nicole Cox. Jordan Marie Cox. Sarah Marie Craig. Taylor Renee Crawford. Abby Rose Cross. Emily Ray Cross. Esther Suita Tue. Maria Magdalena Guadalacual Tepewa. Elizabeth Quaddle. Luis Miguel Cuchcatla Leon. Sharon Parmoy Jung. Van Lao Jung. Sandam. Lily Ryan Darland. Amia Juve Davis. Kobe Scott Davis. Savannah Marie Davis. Robert De La Vega. Julia Lamonji Jesauza. Rachel Elaine Dean. Lane Andrew DeHart. Nathan David Delk. Adanish Ajaya Dent. Alyssa Renee Deffenbaugh. Savannah Grace Doan. An Dunn. Anthony Ray Duncan Jr. Abigail Vincentia Dunn. Kaylee Michelle Engel. Ruth Estefania Escalon. Anissa Kaylin Esselborn.
Anaya Evans. Alexis Featherstone. Allison Fiddler. Michael Austin Fiddler. Noah Fischel. Brianna Fitzgerald. Tabitha Fitzgerald. Victoria Fitzgerald. Franklin Flores. Isaac Foster. Caitlin Foxworthy. Zechariah James Foxworthy. Tabitha Rose Freeman. Peyton Fry. Jose Galindo II. Aaron Gallagher. Edwin Garcia. Hannah Louise Garrett. Arlen Garrido. Nicholas Dante Gasparo. Corey Gaylord. Kylie Aaron Gibson. Holland Sierra Givens. Michaela Delaney Godwin. Yanina Goico. Santiago Gonzalez Ramirez. Samuel Graffman. Bailey Gray. Douglas Green. Russell Shane Paul Green, Jr. Drew Grenier. Holly Grit. Dalton A.B. Groves. Caitlin Grubbs. Armando Guerrero. Brandon Guerrero Nunez. Maria Michaela Gia. Madison Nicole Haig. Delaney Halcomb. Alan Hall. Noah Hall. Clarissa Nicole Hanrahan. Olivia Rose Harding. Layla Joe Hargrave. Marissa Ann Harrison. Ethan Hawkins. Kennedy Paige Haynes. Athena Elise Henderson. Lizette Hernandez. Luis Hernandez. Dylan Matthew Herring. Alyssa Kai Hightower. Becca Hiller. Chaz Hines. Jacqueline Hippolito. Van Sui Halon. Van Biak Helem. Gracie Hmong. Kaylin Elizabeth Hobbs. Megan Nicole Holbrook. Mayana Jolise Hollins. Daniel Allen James Holt. Sophie Honey. Michael Hood. Austin Horton. Alan Hoskins. Jacob Howard. Sing Dem Sen Wei. Vicky Huang. Uriah Hulin. Ernestine Hersey. Boy Young. Shane Inman. Chase Michael Israel. Jacob Ronald Jackson. Jalen Jackson. Benjamin Scott James. Xavier Johnson. Haley Nicole Jones. Thomas Matthew Jones. Alexis Nicole Jordan. Com Kopp. Colby Kelly. Anna Christine Kendrick. Bradley Kennett. Camille Rianne Kelso. Mackenzie Lee Kinnaman. Madeline Jean Knight. Coden St. John Kreiner. Savoy du Lata. Mio Lai Tong. Joshua Isaac Lane. Jennifer Lynn Lemons. Siatang Lin. Passin Lia. Val Leon.
Darta Leong Leonkar. Niang Toi Leong. Emmanuel Leontu. Abigail Michelle Little. Lenora Marie Little. Michael James Long. Juan Diego Lopez. Jennifer Lopez. Akasha Christiana Lovely. Samantha Loudon. Mackenzie Nicole Lucas. Jesus Luna. Lawson Alexis Lynch. Nicholas Roy Lynn. Delaney Alexa Lyons. Brooke Madeline Maiden. Justin Patrick Magbanwa. Brian Maldonado. Samantha Jo Mandrell. Boytin Mong. Moses Mong. Skylar Nicole Mann. Citlale Josefina Marquez. Juan Humberto Martinez. Oralia Alexa Martinez. Jaden Nicole Matthews. Madison Taylor Matthias. Margie Giselle Matut Cabrera. Boy Moy. Ta Leon Moy. Angel Robello Maya. Kaya Alejandra McCarthy. Maxwell Thomas McClellan. Yasmin Pearl McClellan. Mason J. McKinney. Jacob Allen Mead. Angelo Christopher Metters. Kedrick Demond Means. Yulisa Sarahi Mahia Santos. Melissa Marbella Mahia Santos. Eric Mitchell Mendoza. Guadalupe Belen Mendoza. Andrew Joseph Meredith. Brian Allen Miller, Jr. Mary Patricia Miller. Max Cameron Miller. Megan Marie Miller. Nathan Max Miller. Haley Kristen Moore. Jayon Anthony Moore. Alina Darlene Moran. Carlos Manuel Moranchel. Alexis Melina Morera. Elijah William Mosley. Zam Tian Muan. So Mu. Corey Marie Molinero. Jin Muan Mung. Lian Tung Mung. Megan May Nading. Haley Marie Nagel. Cassandra Ray Napier. Gabriela Fernanda Nava Cardona. Alyssa May Nelson. Beva Ne. Sui Gun Neye. Elizabeth Rain Nixon. Amy Michelle Norris. Sin Leon Nuam. Clara Ann Osterling. Ernesto Alonso Ortiz. Megan Renee Osborne. Zoe Lee Ozolins. Stephen Wayne Pagel III. Ong Zin Paing. Mong Sui Par. Sung Len Par. Summer Elizabeth Paris. Catherine Lee Parsons. Nolan Andrew Patrick. Antoine Duane Payne. Samantha Pena. Wyatt Charles Pendleton. Alex Antonio Perez. Sebastian Perez Sandoval. Larry Allen Perkins Jr. Rebecca Jean Perry. Sung Talang Futin. Aubrey May Popovic. Diego Ivan Prado. Patrick Michael Pranger. Lal Muan Puya. Ram Muan Pui. Pablo Quiles Soriano. Macaulay James Reagan. Rihanna Marie Rains.
Christian Perez Flores. Ashley McKenzie Razor. Irace Ramirez. Sarah Giovanna Ramos. Scotty Ray Lee Rapp. Langston Rasco. Destiny Lynn Reed. Colin Reese. Drew William Rinke. Biak Chin Rem. Giovanni Resendiz Olvera. Eric Aguilar Reynolds. Tyler Patrick Rice. Morgan Rianne Riddle. Mackenzie Anastasia Riddle. Colby Gage Rittenauer. Juan Rivera. Austin James Robinson. Parker Lee Robinson. Peyton Levi Robinson. Nathan Rockel. Javier Rodriguez. Valeria Georgina Rodriguez. Jimmy Rodriguez. Norma Rodriguez. Haley Nicole Rogers. Guadalupe Rojas Palero. Adalberto Rosas. Sarah Renee Ruffin. Naeli Salazar. Biak Song. Daniel Song. Pek Song Yi. Ramal Sama. Edward Donald Schott. Jason Matthew Schutte. Jocelyn Ann Scott. Markayla Croatia Scott. Jalen Ray Settles. Brianna Renee Sexton. Tabitha Sage Shacklock. Lincoln Cooper Edward Shields. Sophia Marie Shook. Avery Joseph Short. Ashanti L.D. Sims Nelson. Haley Anne-Marie Sims. Devin Nathaniel Sledge. Alyssa Rose Smith. Autumn Ula Smith. Jacob William Smith. Kendall Renee Smith. Zachary Stephen Smith. Rebecca Lynn Smock. Darianne Annette Spears. Emma Lynn Sprague. McKaylee Steenbergen. Hannah Marie Steinbrook. Rhiannon Lacey Stephen. Shelby Joe Stivers. Jayla Stone. Savannah Nicole Stout. Savannah Grace Straub. Lauren Olivia Stuckey. Abigail Joanne Sullivan. Boy Hanem Sung. Biak Sung. Ta Hanem Sung. Devin Payne Sutherland. Mary Elizabeth Tackett. Garrett Andrew Taylor. Jedediah Sim Tay. No Tay. Matthew Timothy Tellis. Esmeralda Tello Tello. Esmeralda Tello Tapua. Malachi Temple. Biak Tasung. Dot Ta Helapar. Lili Par Ta. Bong Tong. Du Kung Tong. Du Bik Dong. Jenny Dong. Jonathan Tong. Lian Swin Tong. Ro Lin Tong. Run Ro Tong. Siang Chan Tong. Siang Lian Tong. Ta Lian Tong. Tulong Hinin Tong. Van La Tong. Boy Za Tong. Joseph Tong. Noon Sin Kloy. Noah Thatcher Thomas.
Ethan James Reuben Thompson. Dot Len Tial. Tla Tin Tial. Tien Lian Ting. Nun Chin Klumong. Jenny Tochimani. Dylan Bennett Torres. Brenda Guadalupe Tovar. Justin Thomas Tracy. Terry Trent. Esther Sangi. Cameron Dion Van Horn. Jack Thomas Vanover. George Anthony Vasquez. Hannah Grace Veen. Julian Vidal. Dasmond LaShawn Wash. Amber Marie Weaver. Jenna Lee Whitaker. Nicole Christine Whitman. Ashley Marie Williams. Carly Marie Williamson. Lucas Nathaniel Willoughby. Hannah Marie Wilson. Katie Joe Wise. Diamond Raquel Wood. Caden Christopher Wood. Aaron James Woodley. Rachel Ann Woodson. Autumn Nicole Warland. David Edward Warland Jr. Rem Yongsung Zatang. Omar Fabrizio Zavaleta. Akshar Barrett Zaveri. Dot Ta Z. Alexis Marie Zrebeck. Logan Anthony Zrebeck. Kayla Renee Nicolay. Najale Dina Javaz Riley. Jaden Paul Batista. Von Ting Tong. Lisa Mesh. Joshua Lee Parkinson. Carson Matthew Smith. Priscilla Garcia. Lindsay Nicole Valadez. Solomon Von Biak. Elizabeth Marie Lampkin. John Harold Gunderson. Colston Tyler Straight.
We're too short. You guys died, you got to share one some other time. Keep going. Come on, keep going. Too short.
Fellow seniors, please stand.
tassel from right to left traditionally signifies graduation.
Please place your right hand on your tassel.
Class of 2019, we graduated!
It's now my pleasure to present to you graduates of Southport High School class of 2019. Graduates, please face your parents and friends to the right. Let's give them a round of applause. And now turn again and face the back of the field house. Turn again and face the other side of the field house. And now back front, ladies and gentlemen, graduates of Southport High School. Faculty, please assume the positions. Mr. Copeland, we are ready for the recessional. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance. Get going.
It was the ones I had to hand enter, so I'm gonna just put them at the end.
Oh,
There were 3 I had to add, so